You want to hear something crazy? A recent study by MMGY Global found that only 4% of hotels actually meet the accessibility needs of the disabled traveler. 4%. That means that 96%, nearly all of them, are getting it wrong. And I'm not talking about minor inconveniences. I'm talking about missed bookings, broken trust, billions in lost revenue that's just left on the table. And guess what? Here's the thing. Walt Disney figured this out decades ago. See, he didn't design for accessibility, he designed for everyone. And that idea, that concept, it built a $70 billion empire. But let's face it, even Disney has lost its magic in recent years and slid into mediocrity. More on that in a later video. Now, let's talk numbers. Travelers with disabilities spend $50 billion a year, over that in the US alone. When you include companions, just like friends and family, the number jumps past $100 billion globally, and it's growing every year. Guests stay longer, they spend more per trip, they travel in groups, and they come back when the properties get it right. This isn't niche, it's a growth multiplier hiding in plain sight. And while we're at it, let's not forget the aging population. By 2050, more than 2 billion people globally will be 60 or older, and many will still be traveling. So if this market is so loyal and it's growing and it spends more, why are 96% of hotels still falling short? Because they missed a mark in some really basic ways. They lack information during the booking process, whether online or on the phone. Rooms are labeled accessible, but they really aren't. Beds are too high or too low. Shower facilities are unusable. Pool lifts don't work, or staff that has never been trained on how to use them. And let's be honest, it's not because people don't care. I know they care. Most of the time it's because no one has shown them how to get it right. That's what 96% really means. Not that hotels are heartless, just that almost everyone's flying blind on this stuff. Here's the truth that no one wants to say out loud. Empathy isn't the issue, execution is. Most hotels focus on compliance, ADA checkboxes, minimum requirements. But let's get real for a minute. You can pass every inspection test possible and still fail your guests. I want you to picture this for a minute. You go to a hotel, the doors are wide enough, check. There's an accessible bathroom, double check. But the thermostat is too high. The phone's on the wrong side of the bed and it can't be reached. The staff freezes when asked a basic question. Here's the thing, that's not inclusion. That's exclusion wrapped in a participation trophy. So here's the long story short. If your accessible room only works on paper, then it doesn't work at all. We've got to stop retrofitting inclusion like it's a side project and instead build it in like it actually matters. The amazing thing? We already know it works. Take Scandic Hotels in Europe in the early 2000s. They proved it was possible more than 20 years ago. They built an amazing 135-point checklist just on accessibility. They trained their teams. They rethought the guest experience from the ground up. They didn't just meet standards, they rewrote them. And it worked. It resulted in higher satisfaction, more consistency, and better reviews. But here's what baffles me. They never scaled it. They had the playbook, but now it's sitting in some office collecting dust. But that's our opportunity, and that can be your opportunity too. And we haven't even talked about the cost of getting it wrong. Imagine a guest gets in a room that doesn't match what they booked. That's a refund or a bad review, and that's definitely a guest who won't be coming back. A family can't use the pool because the lift is broken or no one knows how to operate it? That's not a minor inconvenience, that's a ruined memory. You don't train your staff on how to interact with guests with disabilities? That's not just awkward, it's a liability. It turns into social posts, viral threads, and quiet brand erosion that compounds over time. Meanwhile, the property down the road gets it, and they're winning the loyalty, the bookings, and the return visits that you are missing. The ones who treat inclusion like a checkbox, they leak money. The ones who bake it in, they grow. And here's the thing that most people don't realize. When you build for the margin, everyone wins. Those wide doorways, they're great for wheelchair users, sure, but they're also awesome for parents with strollers, guests with luggage, and the bell staff that have to carry all that stuff. The intuitive room layout is essential for disabled travelers, but appreciated by everyone. Those clear sight lines in the lobby, a life-changing thing for neurodiverse guests, but a relief for anyone else navigating a new space for the first time. It isn't about special treatment, it's about better hospitality. If you want to increase loyalty, reduce friction, boost satisfaction, and unlock new revenue, this is how you do it. The market is massive. The need is urgent. The business case is obvious. The only thing missing is a blueprint and maybe a little bit of courage. So if you're a traveler, whether you need accessible features or not, your voice matters. If you've ever hit a barrier during a hotel stay, whether something small or something that ruined the entire experience, drop it in the comments below. This isn't about venting, it's about helping the industry finally see what's been missing the whole time. And I want to talk to the hotel people out there. If you're looking for ways to differentiate yourself from the crowd, let's talk. We'd love to help you turn a compliance checkbox into your competitive advantage that can separate you from your competition. Because the real question isn't whether you can afford to be inclusive, the real question is whether you can afford not to be inclusive. If this hit home, drop us a like and subscribe to the channel. Not because it helps the algorithm, although let's be honest, it does, but because we're building something here, something exciting that you want to tune into. And the next videos, let's just say, they don't hold back. Welcome to the Inclusioneer Lab, the fusion of universal design, elevated hospitality, and innovation.